What's up, everybody? I'm almost out of batteries, but I forgot to say happy birthday to Eddie Van Halen. I was trying to think about what I could play for a little tribute to, but something that no one else was doing. So here's what I came up with. It's hard. Anyway, what's up, Aggie? I'm trying to get some tones ready for the next show. And I wanted to say happy birthday to Eddie Van Halen at the same time. Timmy, how are you? Oh, Tim, I put new saddles on, dude. It's sick. I know that the gold hardware doesn't match the rest, but I don't care. Actually, what I'm really doing today, I'm trying to figure out the best way to incorporate all these amazing effects I have going on in the computer. At the same time, I want to utilize everything I got going on my board here. And I want to have control over both. So I'm running through an A/B box right now, and I can switch between the computer and then the floorboard. Computer, floorboard, computer, floorboard, right? Or I can run both at the same time, which I don't really do. I may have already explained all this before, but I've got a super compressor that gives me a little bit of punch to my sound, especially when I'm running clean. It gives me that snap that you're looking for out of your strings. And I can give myself a lot more boost too if I'm doing solos as well too. And I love this pedal right here. This carbon copy analog delay is great for a lot of things. I can do, let's see if I can do it here. Right? That's always fun at the tail end of songs. 5150 overdrive, I do use this, but I also have an overdrive and a distortion pedal that I use here as well, which ends up giving me about pretty much the equivalent. I've got my treble turned way up. For some reason, when I run all the effects, I lose a lot of high end too, so I got to just really crank that high end. I made sure that this overdrive as well runs through this noise clamp so that I don't get a whole bunch of extra. It does have a gate on there, but this way I can cut off all that extra sound that I don't want in between. And you just have to get it set properly, but it's great. Obviously I have this up right now off the ground, but my wah-wah pedal as well too is fantastic, the EVH. I also use the chorus, analog chorus, and then over here I have a stereo chorus. And I also like to use this MXR Smart Gate, and that prevents any extra high-end hiss. You just got to figure out where you want it in the signal flow. But I chose to put it after my computer, so I'll run out of the computer into the Smart Gate, through the stereo chorus, into my Marshall head, out of the Marshall cabs. And I don't need to use this much power, but I just love the way that the Marshall cabs sound. So I never do rig rundowns, but I'm using a self-made EVH right now. Well, I guess it's called the Frankenstrat number 1, Van Halen 1. I just chose to put gold hardware on it because I like it. I think it actually has a BC Rich pickup in it, and double humbucker, but it sounds fantastic. So that's my 5150 overdrive. I always feel like this one gives me a little bit more. Oh, you want to hear me play something and then see how each affects the sound? Okay, cool. Well, let's start clean, Aggie. All right, I can do that for you. Forget the computer for right now, right? Clean sound, running through a Marshall amp, all right? My settings, it's like a bedroom volume, right? I do have the gain up pretty high because I like a good punch out of it. Bass is at 12 o'clock, mid is at 12 o'clock, treble is rolled way off. Forget the rest of the overdrive channel, all this other stuff, I don't use it for right now. I do have some reverb that I'm pumping through as well. And then all these chords here are running out of, I have it set up so that I can bring in as much of the computer as I want, or not, or as much or as little as I want of the computer. That's this button right there. And then my master volume. Stop me if I'm going too fast. I promise. Clean sound, right? Okay, pretty simple. Oh, actually, I do have the super compressor on there. Okay, you wouldn't know it, but it really does give me a little bit more snap on that high end. Okay, so that's without. That's with on. Right? Without. With. I always run that super compressor pretty much on all the time. I also run a little bit of delay. It makes the room seem bigger. slapback, so you're getting the, and then it's like it's hitting the back of the wall. You know, if you're playing with the full band and you want to tighten up your sound a little bit, maybe get rid of it. Otherwise, I kind of run that on all the time. Maybe I want to add a little bit analog chorus. Nice and shimmery, right? So here's without. Here's with. So I like chorus for things like that, nice and pretty stuff, right? Or I'll use a little bit of a flanger. That's a little, you know, can be a little bit much, but not if you're doing, you know, any Van Halen solo or something like that, or Unchained where you need to cut it on and off, like. Gotta get the leg up there, right? Yeah. Here you go. You get the point, okay? That's the flanger. It's killer pedal. Phaser, a little bit different. Too. Use that in a song like I'm the One. Sweet. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about Tiny Amp, right? This little guy. Yeah, he's kicking out power. Just gives me a little something, you know? It's not much, just enough. Just enough. That's Tiny Amp. I got Mini Amp too. Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it, man. So that's the effects I have going on here on the floor. I didn't do much with the wah wah pedal, but you know, you guys get it. You know, it's whatever. Right. The other thing I use is my Boss RC50 loop station. This thing's great. So I'll throw all of our,
I'm too sexy.
You know, any little clip that I want, anything that like, I control all that from the floor as well too. You know, so you just have to be careful when you run this. You have to run that last, not through any of the effects, so that you don't affect the drum synthesizer that's in that box. It's kind of complicated, but anyway, so what I'm doing though is trying to get the computer up and running with this, so switch over to the computer, and then it's a matter of just trying to get the volume levels right over here. it's almost there. I'm not gonna lie. It's almost there. And I do need to brush up on I don't even know the name of that song by Van Halen too that I started off with, whatever, but I've been trying to figure that one out. No, it's a source of infection, that's what it is. Really cool tune. That part right there. Yeah. Then it gets easy. I need a pick. Yada yada yada. I've actually been trying to play without a pick lately. Gave myself a hell of a blister that way. Still like a pick for certain things, man. I tell you what. Can't do this. Can't do that without. I mean, kind of. Right? I do dig that, man. I just need to get a little bit of a noise gate on there. It's a little noisy, but I can deal with that. Cool thing is about this too is you're switching between sounds on the computer. Man, I can really dial it in. Like drop dead legs. I mean, tell me that's not close, right? Sometimes I have to be careful about running two reverbs at the same time. The computer had it on at that time. So you can cut it off. you just gotta notice it with the ear real quick. So now that's only one reverb running at the same time, right? Or at the, right now. So you don't get this competition, of sound, sonically. So this should sound a little better here. Pretty dope. Some of these presets I don't like as much, but here's one I do. This is for Cathedral. If you're doing now before I get yelled at, I can play without a pick too, in the volume knob. It's just it's pretty that way. First way. Right? It's such a badass technique. Right? I just wanted to make sure those notes cut out there, cut through for you. I always thought it sounded like a trumpet. It's so awesome. Yeah, so I'll use that for Cathedral. Mean Street. This preset I like a lot too. It's so hard to play that intro. Yeah, it was average, but regardless, you just need the right tones to cut through for you on that, and then if I turn it up loud enough too, get the amp to the appropriate feedback level in the room, right?